From the Kansas Coliseum, it's the tour stop number 14 on the Wrangler Bull Riders Only 95 Tour. Coming up next on Prime Sports, it's the Wrangler Jeans Bull Riders Only Series. It's brought to you by Original Coors and by Roper Shirts, the greatest looking shirts you'll ever wear. Howdy, everybody. I'm Bob Tallman, and welcome to Kansas. We're in Toto Land, and I want to talk to you about bull riding. You know, in the late 80s and the early 1990s, the idea of individual competition of one event of rodeo was a concept. In the 90s, bull riders only have proven one fact that works. When you take an event that is emotional, that's blood and guts, and you mix and match a theory that's as old as time, the theory is this. Elsie was a good old cow, and she gave milk and helped you raise your kids all around the world. But the bull was the big, horned, humped bad guy. He chased the little guys and all men of all sizes. Well, there's no chasing in this event, but it is a match of man against beast. 8 seconds. In the Wrangler Bull Riders Only Tour for 95, we're very proud of all of the money that we've paid. We're getting ready to go on to Greensboro, North Carolina, with a $30,000 bonus is going to be paid, the Tough Enough Award. Then to Denver, Colorado for our finals, and it's a $100,000 payoff. 96 and 7's just going to be bigger. Dennis Humphreys and Shaw Sullivan, two of the concept managers that came up with this idea, are with me tonight. They're also a part of our host team. Dennis, you're a bull rider. You have been there. You're a bull producer, but you're the bulldog here. And when it comes to the power, the 8-second challenge, every time we crack a gate, you choose, you place the animals. And how do you have them placed tonight in Kansas?
I think we've got placed real well. David Bailey's back. We've missed him since the spring at Rapid City. Vernon Guidry's here along with Tony Sharp. Gunslinger of David's 8-2 record comes in here. Werewolf is 1-0. Vernon Guidry's. Salty Dog, Dax Lackey won the Rapid City event on him with 90 points. Alligator 4-2 on his record. Playboy, one of the most famous bulls in Bull Riders Only ever. He's going to buck for us tonight back at our championship in Denver, and I think we're going to maybe phase him out at Bull Riders Only.
The only thing that you worry me about is you just say this so easily, and it's just kind of like, oh, it's a calf riding. We'll see what they do. Shaw, first of all, nice hat. That's Bull Riders Only official wear.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about the boys. It's the end of the season for the PRCA in the rodeo business, and we've got some guys injured. Some guys are sore, and some are tired. But when it comes to Bull Riders Only, there's no entry fees here, and it's all our money that they come to ride for. The system is great, but they still got to ride for 8 seconds, and there's been a lot of butt slamming that's been happening all throughout this season. Who's your pick tonight? What are you going to do? Are you going to brag on anybody? It's your turn.
Well, absolutely going to brag on some people. The Cowboys started getting some momentum back in Anaheim, California. The obvious choices are Terry Don West, Johnny Chavez, Myron Duarte, J.C. Sanders, those guys. But, you know, I'm looking at a couple of other young kids, too. Mark Ward's been riding very good. Justin Andrade's shown us a lot of things, too. And it's about time for these guys to jump out there and take what's rightfully theirs, and that's $10,000.
Well, a little later on in the show, Charlie Sampson will be talking about Charlie's choice, and we'll see when we get to the third round for that. Now, let's talk about the highlights from Anaheim, California. Myron Duarte, originally from the state of Hawaii, put it on him for $10,000. Around and around to the left in the high 80s was the mark. The $10,000 check is just another, well, chunk of change to this young Hawaiian, who is one of the best 10 in the world. Let's talk about the 1995 top riders on the Coors scoreboard. Terry Don West at $35,196. Myron Duarte jumps into second out of fourth from the week before. J.C. Sanders, the hotshot from Utah, is still in there. Johnny Chavez, an all-time great, at fourth. And Dax Lackey, the hotshot from Boerne, Texas. Hey, we're going to be right back, and we're going to ride some bulls in the Kansas Coliseum. The best of the best are here on a Saturday night. I'm glad to have you with us for Wrangler Bull Riders Only. Don't anybody move. Howdy, everybody. Bob Tallman for Prime and Bull Riders Only. It's the Wrangler Tour, and we're in Wichita, Kansas. Want to talk to you about the first round highlights. It was hot and flustering. Cody Hart of Gainesville, Texas, showed us what a pair of sevens look like on this calf. I shouldn't say calf. It's a bull ride. 77 points to get this stripe at Bremer Crossroad is a handful. Now, that's just the way we started off with a Texas win. California jumps in from the little town of MacArthur. It's Rondo O'Connor, an all-around champion bucket horse rider and a bull rider. He rides this bull with so much ease you'd think it was a 4-H picnic. But this kid's focus is right, and he had it all together from the time that he started till the time that he finished. 79. Then Mikey Hermanson says, well, you've been liking it. Let me show you how not to get off one. Tied to him backwards, upside down. Take a little cow kick alongside the head, ripped his hat, and like to kick his eye out. South Texas's Gary Richards from Houston is going to show you right here how not to kiss a large farm animal. That's a rippin'. Lights out, rung his bell. Chop City into the Roper gate, slam dunk him, step on him. Cow kick him with both feet on the way up. Believe it or not, when they took him out of here, he was alert. Now let's talk about the qualifiers on the original Coors scoreboard. Rondo O'Connor and Rodeo Red comes back. Cody Hart and Kodiak, Mark Ward, the Juicy Fruit, Shane Thurston, and a Goodwin Voodoo. Now, when we talk about Terry Don West, over $100,000 winner, the leader for the World Championship, it's Dr. J, Myron Duhart. Last week's California winner for 10 grand in Billy Joe, J.C. Sanders, and Apollo. Coors is up with Johnny Chavez tonight. Texas's Dax Lackey's got a handful. It's AC for the Action Cat. Now, get ready for this page. Scotty Mendez, runner-up to the world title in 94, has got crosscut. The Okie, Donald Owens, and Cyclops, there's a handful. Let's get fat in Alabama with Tony Stoddard. Good luck, son. Jeff Cathcart, Butch, you're going to have your hands full with Geronimo. Smoking Joe's going to punch it out with Jimmy Young from Idaho. Ladies and gentlemen, the men that are going to make the marks for the big bucks tonight, Gene Owen, Daryl Haas, two great judges. Nice to have them with us. Who's in there not to look funny, but they do save the lives? Lloyd Ketchum, Hollywood Don Yates, Montana and Arizona, well covered. That's the way it is. We're going to come back and do it again with you on the Wrangler Bull Riders Only Tour from Kansas. Welcome back, everybody. I want to talk to you about the Pro Championship. It's only a few days away, the 13th and 14th of Friday and Saturday night at McNichols Arena in the Mile High City of Denver. What you need to do is get your tickets in advance. Friday night, hey, hang on. Saturday night, it'll be a sellout. You need to be there with us. 303-290-8497. Give us a call and get your tickets today. McNichols Arena, Friday and Saturday night, October 13th and 14th, and bring your families. This is to the Wrangler Bull Riders Only 1995 Championship Weekend. We're talking about $100,000. That's real American money that the boys are going to win. Come on, enjoy our city of Denver, one of the greatest sporting cities in the world. I promise you, you're going to love it. What a place to have it. Denver, thank you for housing us. Colorado, thank you for having us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we slam dunked some bodies. We didn't even show them all to you in the first round highlights of how bad we bloodied the ground out here. And I'm not saying that to frighten anybody, but I just want you to know what Dennis Humphrey has done in bringing these Venables in here in the first round. Get ready, because we're going to get your shorts in the second round. Rondo O'Connor. Here's a man with 79 points out of the first round. Those points no longer count. Clear in from Burnett. Get ready.
Here's a bull off in Tucson. Kind of cut short Rondo's hopes of the 10 grand tonight, too.
He rode the first one so easy, no problem. That red-white-faced bull just jumped and kicked underneath him, and I think he might have thought this was going to be his easy way. Yeah, got his feet behind him, didn't he?
The looks are kind of deceiving on this bull because he got Myron kind of the same way, and both of these guys ride real well, but this bull just didn't get along with either one of them.
Bull had a lot of hang time in the air right there, Sean. He might have had time to think about, are we going to make a mistake? Is the bull going to change up? Is he not going to go on the same tracks?
Well, we talk about timing a lot when we talk about these bulls, and this bull was pretty well ill-timed. He's also jumping left, jumping right, wallering a little bit, rolling, and he's going to cause some difficulty for a guy.
I don't care. You just watch. I said it earlier in the first round. Rondo O'Connor is an all-around champion. It's a fine young man. He's focused right. He's got it together. This kid's going to be a champion, not just with Bull Riders Only in the PRCA bull riding standings. He is an all-around making kind of a kid.
Well, that bull jumps sideways as we watch it back over there to the left, which kind of puts Rondo into his hand, and he never really gets fully recovered from that, you know.
Sucker punched him on the sidewell.
Kind of just turned back into him there, too. He just felt where he had the advantage and just took the most advantage of it.
Don't anybody listen to what I'm saying. This is Bob Tallman, Sean Sullivan, and Dennis Humphrey. My co-host here tonight and Colormen know a lot more about it than I do. I've only been watching it for 30 years, but that's a little sucker punch. Donald Owens, the king of the Cowboys from Oklahoma. Cyclops from Vernon Gidry again. It's going to be close, did he? No, I don't think he made it.
I don't think he made it either. Looked like he just got kind of lulled to sleep, just sitting and sitting and sitting instead of riding, and he just quit too soon.
Say that again. It did lull him. He took it for granted.
See, the bull just covers a lot of ground here. He's not really very active, really not doing a whole lot. Donald was riding him real easy, and I think he just got sitting there. The bull kind of started circling away from his hand there towards the end, and Donald just got lazy, it looks like.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. As we watch it here, he's posting real good, and he's posting real good. And then, you know, the bull goes and takes a corner on him, and he's not getting up over the front end right now. He's not jumping over there like he was. Bull gets him a little bit off the rope right there, and then turns to the left, and Lulled him to sleep and bucked him off.
That's exactly what I wanted, gentlemen. That is the kind of color commentary that explains to neophyte fans that are watching Prime on Bull Riders Only. That's the way it works. Well, the man from Pineapple Land, Hawaii. This now, we talk about Peyton, Colorado as he and his wife's new home and the new ranch that he's been buying with the $10,000 wins. Myron Duarte. He said, boys, let her rip tonight and let Billy Joe do the best that he can do. They call this a Brooks Bull. He's one of Ezra's calves, and we say thanks to Ezra Brooks for all of their involvement with Bull Riders Only. 7-16. He's a little bit on the better side of better than 50%, but $26,500 is a lot of money to put together, and he's done that in about 4 minutes of actual competition, 8 seconds at a time.
You know, he's won a lot of money in both Bull Riders Only of late and the PRC of late, working his way into 15.
Ezra, that was not in the program. Can we get a quick replay of that right back? Because I want you to see what this bull did in the front end. His back end never did catch up. Watch this bull shaking, and you just whip the front end and stab him in the ground.
Well, you know, he reaches up there, gets a good hold, it looks like, but he kind of stabs over it a little too far.
Whip City.
That bull kind of changed up, started around there to the left, then without coming on around, making a full round that Myron was expecting, that bull just kind of hesitated and really set him up, jumped straight ahead there, about yanked him plumb out of his boots.
Put the pineapple on the ground, and it's history. Dr. Skip Ross, our MD from Cheyenne, Wyoming in the Smart Center, is getting a lot of work here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about the 96-97 Bro Tour. There's a lot of big things that are happening. I'm not just talking about money, and we'll have more of that information for you. But 1-800 is a number you can call to get all the information if you don't want to write it down. 1-800-536-2855. That's 536-BULL, and you will get our office in Denver. But Phoenix, Arizona, the first weekend right after New Year's. Then we jump to Ogden, Utah. Then to Long Beach, California, right after the big rodeo in Houston. San Francisco, the Cow Palace. We'll be back on Geneva Avenue the 30th of March. The 1996 year is kind of our preparatory year for the biggest thing that'll ever happen in 97. And I don't want to allude to that and scare anybody from the numbers, but the CEO of Bull Riders Only sitting next to me, Sean Sullivan, we have done some wonderful things, and I'm very proud to be a part of the system, but 96 is a wow, 97 is heavenly.
We're going to make a major announcement in October that it's going to blow the socks off of all bull riders and bull riding fans everywhere, and Scott Mendez wants to knock the socks off this bull right here for $10,000.
Well, he's done it as a runner-up to the world title. I've seen him ride the rankest bulls in the world. His record at $12,750 may not be too impressive. Scotty, just stay there for the 8. Remember, they pay on 8-second rides only.
There's a bull that bucked Scott Glover off, and the only other time we saw him, and that was at Tucson when Vernon was at the events last. Back to the last good bit, Scott. We're going to see him too.
You're looking at a second-generation champion bull rider. His dad and his uncle were the Riding Mendes boys. Talking about back in the late 50s in Bob Edson's day, when Edson used to ride him, our statistician. But this kid's been raised right. Ranch raised tough, and he can ride him. Big guy, 6'3", 185, 90 pounds. Oh, no! Upper body got in trouble. Lloyd Ketchum stepping on the horns right there. You know you're safe when Lloyd Ketchum puts his life on the line, and he will do it. Big guy got his upper body swinging, Dennis, and just pulled his butt right out of the position.
Yeah, that bull kind of went to the right when I think Scott was looking for him, leaning towards going to the left. Kind of got him back there towards on his pockets, wore him down, bucked him off right at the whistle. The officials say, no way, Jose, today.
They're talking 7 plus. 7-3. That's close to 8, but not close enough.
Well, I think it didn't help him when he got by that fence. You know, when you get the momentum going against you, we've talked about it so many times. You know, there's a bull that should not have bucked Scott Mendez off. And as we get the doctor's report on Gary Richards, Gary is up. He's alert. He's throwing up. He's got a concussion.
I wonder
but
why.
They think he's going to be okay.
Well, I want you to know one thing about Gary Richards. He's been a part of the Bull Riders Only system since we started, and that little guy is about as tough as they come, but we hate to see him. He always goes to call his wife every night after. He's going to have to tell her about his headache tonight. Get him an Excedra. Let's go to Cody Hart. Here's one of 2 brothers from Gainesville, Texas, can ride anything with hair on it if you give him the right shot. Cody at B69. Vernon Guidry is what I would call a southern gentleman, and he is so proud of his bulls. He is a bull master out of the Southland. In any place you can go to, well, from Florida to West Texas, Vernon Guidry is known as a cowman and a producer. He takes great care of it.
up for the task. That bull is an out-of-line, hard-to-ride joker there.
Well, he's a high jumper and a hard hitter. I didn't figure he could throw Cody off, but what I figure and what we see are not always the same thing. We'll give you one more little shot out of it, and we're going to come back for more of the second round of Bull Riders Only in the Kansas Coliseum at Wichita. It's a great night and a great crowd. There's a lot of emotion in here because of the injuries that we've been having. That's not what we're selling tickets on, folks. We're selling it on athletic ability of Bull Riders Only, and they're doing a great job. Stay with us on Prime. We're coming back. Welcome back, everybody. I want to talk to you about the folks that make the finest stock trailers in the world. Their name is Featherlight, and their fact tonight is, in round 3 of the 1993 Wichita Bros, 6 of 10 riders made the whistle, with the top 4 scoring 90 points or better. Think about that. That means great bull power, something that we pride ourselves on. And Featherlight, you've got it in line. J.C. Sanders.
Looks like JC's got one going here. He's going to have to monkey up, though, to make the whistle.
Well, he's not going to get the banana on that one. I'm afraid that bull got out from underneath him. He's looking at the judges going to the clock, but I think he was at about 6. Long ways from 8 when you're only thinking 2 seconds.
He's got to be upset about that because that bull into his hand right there, and he looked like he was pretty even. That's something that he should have got by there. But, you know, Wichita this year is stacking up like Wichita did last year. Last year, they only rode 1 bull out of 9 in the final round, and right now, we'll be lucky to get 1 out of 14 rode.
It's not my position to talk about the bull power and compliment Dennis and the way that he set him up, but you can get a lot of bulls here. But the positioning of first and second round and third round bulls makes a difference. Trying to give everybody an equal opportunity. And Dennis, my compliments for the size and power you've put them in there.
It's just a matter of talking to the right people that got the bull power, and they bring them, and they've done a great job tonight.
I'll tell you, David Bailey always does it. Vernon Guidry, Tony Sharp. And a lot of people don't know these Sharp bucking bulls, but they're going to get to know them because he brought the perfect bulls for that first round. Got him gapped and spread, and I don't know what you guys think about it, but anytime that you get a position where your lower body strength is taken away from you, your hand cannot take that G-force and hold you on there.
Well, you know, he started behind that bull a little bit, and then he got back in the middle of him there as he went around a couple more rounds, and then started getting behind him again. He just couldn't catch up.
Yeah, what happened was that bull was just big and strong, but he was really pretty sluggish. And that bull wasn't snappy at all, never ever helped JC at all. And he kept working, even though going into his hand, he just didn't have enough snap to really help JC, and it just did wear him down. As Bob said, just the arm and the hand can't take that much pressure for that long.
That's nearly impossible when you think of the G-force. Butch, let's do it right. Jeff Cathcart, this is Geronimo. And then this is a Tony Sharp bucking bull. Plain old number 3, but the bull's reputation can do whatever he wants. I think every bull that's ever been called Geronimo is a bad cat. I've never seen a nice bull with that name. Right here, Jeffrey, do it to it. Here's a man who's riding at the 42.3% factor for Bull Riders Only with $7,000 on the scoreboard.
Well, we finally got us 1 road. It wasn't pretty, but he's definitely in the running for the money.
Take it, take it, take it. It's an 8-ball in the corner. If you got to throw your hammer at it, whip it.
And the crowd goes crazy because they finally got 1 road, but I tell you what, that bull went to kicking his belly, and he probably ain't going to mark near as high as the crowd would like, and you're probably going to hear some booing here in a minute.
Yeah, but take the score. It's as of right now, it was 6-0 for the Bulls. Now we are 6-1. Cathcart breaks the ice.
Let's see.
Breaks the ice at 72. I'd think he'd have taken a 27 if that's what it took to qualify.
Now, we talk about that flank many times, and that flank is not touching, first of all, any of the private parts. That bull hopes to kick that flank off, and there's a bull right there is bucking kind of like he ain't flanked. He's bucking, not trying to kick that flank off and kicking up underneath his belly.
Sports fans in every sport today, I want to talk to you about either a wide receiver or a quarterback. If it's a Gretzky, we've got one. This is the $100,000 Okie. Terry Don West from Henrietta.
Now we're getting this crowd wound up right here. Terry Don kind of lit him up and made a great bull ride on a good Tony Sharp bull right there.
Well, Zoom Dub took advantage of the situation and the stats, and I'll tell you what, all sports have had some greats, but Bull Riders Only, this man is the pace setter. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever sit down and talk to him for a minute, he's so quiet you'd think that his third-grade education failed. But I'll tell you what, he's a college graduate. The guy is sharp as a tack. He's been beat to death 100 times, but 89 points rips the seats out of the Kansas Coliseum.
And that bull was a handful until he got turned back there. Actually turned back, he gets a little bit easier to track. But you can see Terry Don wasn't getting very good hold of him there. Kind of jumped up underneath himself, that bull did, and tried to whip him down. But Terry Don is Terry Don. I mean, I don't know what to say about this guy. It's like you said, he's a Deion Sanders type. He's one of those superstars. And you know, I'd like to see him make as much as Deion. I'd like to see anybody make as much as Deion Sanders.
I'd like to have 10% of it.
But he comes through in the clutch. He comes through all the time, and that's what makes him such a winner.
You need to come see him at Greensboro, North Carolina in a couple of days, or you need to come see us at Denver the 13th and 14th of October for our finals. Terry Don to the top at 89. Jeff Cathcart at the bottom for the high-low at 72. Now that's just what we're going to do to finish out the year. The $100,000 event at McNichols Arena, October 13th and 14th. It's a Friday and Saturday night. Give us a call at that 1-800 number 536-BULL-2855 at our Denver office. We'll tell you more about the 96 tour starting off in Phoenix, then to Ogden. I hope you'll bring the family and come and join us. Do it again, boys. Dax Lackey, Bernie, Texas. There's a high school and a college champion. The pretty boy is ready to try one with Action Cat, number 170. Tony Sharp's calf.
Yeah, maybe we got the ice broke. The last couple bull riders rode 2 in a row. Now let's see if Dax can continue the roll that we're on.
Do it, Dax. Do it. Toots. Stay a little longer. Yes, yes.
There he is. Gonna get it done. Gonna get it done.
Look at the aggressiveness. Look at, you don't see this kid get this aggressive. He normally rides them easy.
Well, we made the comment the last couple of times that we saw Dax Lackey he was sitting down on his pockets. He was on his butt. He told me today when he got out on one, he was going to try something a little bit different and stand up on his legs a little bit and the rails there in the chute.
He's been listening,
and I tell you what, he was up on his legs, and if he wasn't up on his legs, watch when this bull out there about 6 seconds gets him rocked into his hand. If he wasn't up on his legs, he wouldn't have been able to recover from that. As you can see right here, he's way up on his legs. He's way out over the bull.
Yep, he's
hustling his feet, but right here, he's into his hand pretty good. But look how far he gets in front of that rope, and it makes that move over.
Well, he's posted position. Gary LeFew has said it for years. You've got to post, get up over your hand, keep your body out where you can see what's happening. Not on your butt back there. That's the danger zone that'll get you thrown off.
He jumped right past post and rode that bull's neck.
Yes, 78
that was the most aggressive
points.
we've seen Dax in quite a while.
78 puts him second behind Terry Don now. 72 for Jeff Cathcart, 3 qualified. It's still 6 for the Bulls, 3 for the Cowboys. Not a bad night, not a good night for injuries, but what about this kid, 11 years old, Tony Stoddard? Does he shave every day?
He don't have to. I don't know if he does. I don't think he has to. We take a look at the scoring update. Terry Don, 89 in first, Lackey 78, Cathcart 72. Tony has been in kind of a bad streak.
He'll do it tonight. Come on. Come on. I want you to go home with some kind of a check. Look at here.
Yeah, he's got a good one started.
Look at this upper body try. He's going to throw him off, but Dennis, you've got to agree what Dax just did. Tony did the same thing.
Yeah, Tony just didn't do it quite long enough. It doesn't look like. It's going to be real close and see what the judges decide here. It's real close.
Ladies and gentlemen, off camera.
Judge say no.
I just want you to know something. Gary Richards just walked back behind the chutes back here. Maybe we can get a shot at him in a minute. Thank you, Lord, for getting him on his feet. Nice to see him up. He seems to be quite alert. He is A-OK. Tomorrow morning now, that could be a different story. Oh, goodness, it's good to see him up. All right, there's Charlie Sampson talking to him right now. Absolutely amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more of this round in a minute. For Bull Riders only in Kansas, stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen, the next Bro event is Greensboro, North Carolina. We're going to the southeast. I guarantee you where hospitality is first and foremost. We'd like to share ours with you on the 30th. That is a Saturday night. Ticket information at 1-910-379-7922. Greensboro, North Carolina. Oh, we're happy to come into your house. Now, we have got it all for you. All for you. I know you're going to love it. Come see us. Bring your family. Shane Thurston, first man to ride one in the first round, only 73 points, but he qualified. That was the key factor. Here is the Rancher ready to rock and roll this time. A handful of voodoo, number 131, David Bailey's family from Tahlequah, Oklahoma, brings this bull should be ready. Staying with it.
Man.
Well, let my shotgun mouth overload my BB gun buns that time.
I tell you, with Voodoo, they said he's been off and on, but every time we've seen him at Bull Riders Only, he's been on. He's been a big-time bucker. That's a bull that Dennis moved from the final round into the second round just on hearsay, because there's a couple times he hasn't bucked so good. But
well, Shane says this bull should be rode. We should get him rode, no problem. That bull had him a day.
That's incredible right there. That's not
Absolutely.
That huge lead, that kind of a jump, I'm telling you, that's big-time bucking bull there. There's a Chevy truck all-star if I've ever seen one right there.
Put him back in the third round for Chevrolet.
He'll be in the third round next week.
Hey, you know Vanderbilt's, they're friends of ours. Vanderbilt's are your official Wrangler Bull Riders Only Western apparel store. And Vanderbilt's offers great prices on quality name brands. Vanderbilt's, a name for you and your family to remember. West at Tyler and Kellogg, the Park Lane Center in Wichita, and Wamego. Talking about Kansas, talking about my friends at Vanderbilt. Nice people, beautiful stores. Get your Well, he took us by surprise. Zoop Dove was surprised as well. He's our in-house voice tonight, the marvelous Zoop Dove. And not so marvelous Jimmy Young, one of the pair of brothers that's on the ground, long and tall and gone.
It's one of those nights when you got Jimmy Young getting on a bull that they've ridden 7 out of 11 trips that he's been out there. It's a bull that he's certainly capable of riding. Certainly gets started on him good enough that you think he can make the whistle, but, you know, he gets a little bit of trouble, turns into big trouble in a hurry.
Looks stiff, Dennis.
Yeah, and just going away, that's the key I had figured out for this match right here, being away from Jimmy's hand. It was important to get around that first corner real solid and real good. He got around there close to where he needed to be, but could never quite catch up. The bull just stayed strong, kept going away from his hand.
Liam Teaser checking his riding arm out. He did take a rip in there. Johnny Chavez. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you know about Bull Riders Only, bull riding or rodeo, but here is a guy that I say is underrated by too many people. He is a phenomenal talent from Bosque, New Mexico. David Bailey's Coors number 33 is underneath him. This guy's world champion kind of capability, but we just can't get him on a roll 60, 90 days in a row, Shaw.
Well, you know, he really don't rodeo as hard as a lot of guys, and here's a guy that Dennis was talking about being perennially in the top 20, but never making the top 15.
Oh, look at the try. Had to rip his hand loose. He was going to try him. What I'd like you to watch, if you're watching bull riding for the first time, is the total consciousness of this man after he steps off that bull. You've got to think of the power, 1,900 pounds of Charolais cross-framer bull underneath him. Look at the juice and power this bull throws to him. His eyes are open. His mind is set. His heart rate is perfect. But the bull gets him right here. That's the upset. Hard to make a recovery out of that position when you've got your upper body in a down force. But this guy's alert.
Yeah, this is a matchup that on paper looked like it should have been a great match, probably for a first or second place win in the go-round maybe. That bull gets ridden more often than not, usually just a good bull into Johnny's hand.
That's a neat thing about rodeo and the neat thing about bull riding. You can match it up on computers. You can take all of the stats that you want and put them together and say it should happen. But when you match man against beast in 8 seconds, it's not very long. Anything can happen. That is why it's such an individualistic sport today. That's why there are so many young people trying it. May I say this? You see these boys wearing these Get Western vests? If your kids are going to do this, get on them and go. Mark Ward, Juicy Fruit, chew your gum.
Go on, Mark. Go on, Mark.
Yes, yes,
Making a great bull ride. Keep working, keep working.
He's from the Hadley Barrett country of North Platte, Nebraska.
Yeah, it's going to be close, but I think he made the whistle there. I think he's going to make the whistle there. I think they're going to give him a marking. 85 points.
Yes.
They did give him a marking.
Yes, 85 big ones. Now that's what that secondary try is. Watch this bull right here when he explodes. He's got the bail sideways. Look at his free arm. He had it clear down on his leg. Now he reaches up. Now he's thinking about, I better get up over here.
Well, he is. He's a little bit off that rope, but he does what we call cuts the corner a little bit. He gets that arm behind his head and cuts around there in the corner, and the bull stays consistent with him, so don't leave him out there hanging. And finally, he starts catching up there towards the end, and then he eases up a little bit again, gets behind, and you can see he's leaning back, really trying to cut that corner and just hang on long enough to get a score. And it worked.
85 will hold him in there. That'll hold him in there. 4 behind the leader and Terry Don. We're going to be back to ride some more. Dr. Skim is checking his neck out. Whiplash? That's not even talking about it in this event. It's Wranglers, Bull Riders Only in Wichita. Take care of him, Doc. We'll be back with a whole new cast and crew of bulls. Welcome back, everybody. It's Wranglers. Time to have a blowout with bull riders only in the Kansas Coliseum. It's Wichita. One of my heroes is under 6 feet, and I've believed him for a long time. I don't know whether to bet on him or not, but he's the world champion and one of our partners in bull riders only, Charles Osgood Sampson. Charlie, who's your choice tonight, cowboy?
Sampson here with Charlie's choice. There's Dax Lackey. There's Jeff Cathcart. There's Mark Ward. He's a little sore. But my choice is Terry Don West. He's riding hot, and he's #1. For bull, there's Werewolf, there's Alligator, and there's Gunslinger. Those are some frightening names. But 15, Playboy, he's good. He's hot. You ride him, you're one cool dude.
You think he's a cool dude, huh, Charlie? Well, that's the way it is for you. Well, we've got a minute. The Munchkin here next to me is the guy that I've been worried about all night. You saw us slam dunk him, kick him, thrash him, and I said it's not the recommended procedure of how to kiss a large farm animal. Gary Richards is up and mostly alert right now. And are you all right? Tell everybody you're all right first.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm okay.
He's all right.
Do better.
He thinks he's in Detroit. But I want you to take a look at this. Now, you haven't seen this yet. Watch here. First jumper says he side pedal, but here it comes. Oh, did that hurt?
Yeah, I didn't even feel it.
Really? Now, what about here? Were you out?
Yeah, I didn't know what happened. I still don't know what happened.
Well,
I'm looking at it.
Since it's such good watching, let's play it again. Because your wife and kids are going to be watching this at home. And I shouldn't laugh. That's sadistic to do this. But I've watched this guy for years, and a lot of guys like him. And it's a wonderful thank you, Lord, for not killing him.
Amen.
Let's watch it again. And you said that it didn't hurt. Did you feel it coming? Did you have that G-force when he ripped you out of there? What were you thinking?
I felt good there. I said, well, you just need to get up. And
Oops.
When I hit there, I'm going like, uh-oh.
Has it ever happened to you before? Have you ever been hit that hard?
That's the first time I've been knocked out. I just thank God that I'm walking and see another day.
Well, we thank God that you're walking and alive to talk about it right here. Oh, man. Gary, thanks, bud. Welcome back to the real living, and stay with us.
I just thank God I can get on another one.
You will get on another one.
Yes, sir.
He lives to ride again. That's Gary Richards. Let's talk about the qualifiers. Folks, it's been a slam-dunking night. Right now, Terry Don West is thinking about 55 Gunslinger. This may be the match of bull riders only for the 1995 tour. Then again, Mark Ward had Playboy drawn, but Dr. Skip Ross and the EMTs are suggesting, and Mark says, I don't want to get on him. He is hurt. He's got a pulled muscle in his neck. Something's wrong with him. Dax Lackey, the pretty boy from Bernie, Texas, and Sugar Bear. It's going to be a good one. Butch Jeff Cathcart. We've not had him in this position for the $10,000 in Red Wasp many times. It's rock and roll time in the Kansas Coliseum. That is Wranglers Bull Riders only on the original Coors scoreboard. Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a paramedics night at the Kansas Coliseum. There is no other way to look at it but slam dunk, slam kill. I mean, it's been looking like an egg beater in here. Somebody put their bodies in a blender. There's no other colorful way to say, but the Bulls tonight have got the best of the boys, and we've had some good boys. Chevrolet, let's do it with an all-star bull, Red Wasp. Gentlemen, Vernon Guidry is quite proud of this bull. Not only what he paid for him, what they've won on the bull, but his record of either letting you be 99 points or slamming him in the first couple of jumps, Dennis. This bull is phenomenal.
Yeah, this is a great little bull. What's real nice about this, and interesting about this matchup, Butch has ridden this bull once already this year at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Placed on this bull, and I'm sure of the short round bulls here, Butch is very happy to have him have another crack at him and possibly be able to walk away with 10 grand.
Well, as he's warming his rope up right now, we don't always have an opportunity to take our fans down inside, Shaw. And you've got to think about the bull. Look at him. He's cool and somewhat calm, but the longer you stay in there, the old theory is the worse it's going to be.
Well, yeah, you hear that a lot. You know, the guy starts thinking about it, and Gary LaFille will tell you, you know, if it moves from the subconscious into the conscious, it's usually not a good thing. But, you know, Butch has got to have a lot of confidence going in here, getting on a bull that generally spins into his hand, that he's ridden before at Houston for a lot of money. He's got to be pretty confident, I would think.
Yeah, he's, like I say, if the bulls that are in there, he's got to be real pleased with this draw. This bull will go either way, you know, into his hand, maybe away from his hand.
Bull's got a lot of action. He can do anything, and he's not always in a perfect pattern. He will change up. If he gets a guy shifted to one side, he can change in the middle of the jump. Watch the little bull, and this is not the biggest guy on the tour. They both got a reason to ride in Wichita.
Well, I didn't like seeing him start out chunking him and being so aggressive with his outside foot. You know, maybe he was a little overconfident, maybe too cocky on that bull.
Yeah, he's not real tickled with himself either. He's very, very disgusted. Like we've mentioned in the past, you don't get Butch on the ground too often on a bull going into his hand. And he got around there, got started on that bull. As you said, maybe got getting a little bit aggressive, feeling too comfy.
If I can give you the terminology of chunk your feet, what they're talking about is how he hustles with the locked rowel and that spur, trying to use the bottom body to stay up over his rope. Easy to talk about, difficult to do, nothing to be ashamed of having Vernon Guidry's Red Wasp throw you off in Wichita. Well, that's one attempt at it in the third and final round. $10,000 is up. What happens if we buck them all off? We'll give them another shot. We'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, as I welcome you back to Wichita, Kansas, let me talk to you about you and your families joining us on Friday and Saturday night, the 13th and 14th of October. Where? One of my favorite cities in the entire world, in the beautiful state of Colorado, Denver. They call it the Mile High Mashin. We call it McNichols Arena. There's a lot of things that have happened in McNichols Arena. We've set some paces there. We've had sellouts there. We expect another one on Saturday night, 9,000 on Friday night. So what I'm suggesting is you give us a call at 1303 if you're in the area, 290-8497. Write that number down, 303, you know that's Colorado, in that part of the country, in Denver proper, 290-8497. Friday night, Saturday night. Get the tickets for both of them. But don't wait around on Saturday afternoon, try to show up on Saturday night and get a walk-up, because you're going to walk back to your car in the parking lot, probably won't get in. Denver, Colorado, $100,000 payoff. That includes the Tough Enough Award, the $30,000 bonus that we've been talking about that's going to happen in Greensboro, North Carolina. The $1 million challenge that we had this year, we were hoping that our Utah Cowboy would have made that work, but he didn't. We bucked him off. Ladies and gentlemen, just be with us in Denver. When I talk about Vanderbilt's, that is, your official Wrangler Bull Riders only Western apparel store. Vanderbilt's offer great prices on quality name brands, but I say Vanderbilt's are great people. West at Tyler and Kellogg. The Park Lane Center in Wichita and Wamego. That's Kansas. Toto Land for the best of Wrangler and all your favorite Western wear at Vanderbilt's. Tell them I sent you. Probably won't do you a lot of good, but you'll love these people. Dax Lackey, Bernie, Texas. First time I ever bragged on this kid, I think he was 12 or 14 years old. I've got a lot of stats on him, but what he's done. But what happened yesterday and what happens today in the bull riding with Sugar Bear from the David Bailey Rodeo Company, B22. It's all up to Dax. He's been a $10,000 winner. I think we're Rapid City, South Dakota.
Yeah.
We slam dunked him, carried him out, had to give him his check in a wheelchair with EMTs all over him. You called him the pretty boy a little bit earlier. He's a college graduate. He is a fine young man, and he comes from a great family. But he's still got to ride him. As he's getting ready down there, I want to remind you all about the hot new video release, Frank and Jesse, the real outlaws, real heroes, starring Rob Lowe, Bill Paxton, the country music sensation. Oh, one of my heroes, Randy Travis. If you haven't ever stopped and picked up one of these videos, you better do it. Dax, do your thing. Dance around for Texas. Here to Sugar. Back, let her rip. Shaw, here goes 10 grand. No! Open
so
my
close.
mouth. Oh, no!
And he's very frustrated. He was staying up on his legs, and he looked like he had it done, but I'll tell you what, Sugar Bear had one or two moves too many for him there.
Yeah, and he shot him out of there like a rocket. Rode him 5 seconds and rode him perfect, rode him easy, rode him good, staying up on his legs, being real aggressive. He keeps charging, being aggressive here, never weakens, and keeps kind of taking the fight to the bull. And what happens here is just going to get the one extra tug on his arm. Watch, it'll shoot him right out here, almost shoots him right straight up.
He is trying so hard. I mean, he is trying so hard, and that overachievement is nothing but positive. Dax Lackey's a leader. Dax Lackey is somebody to look up to, kids. Dax Lackey's the kind of a guy that if you want to be a professional bull rider, you want to be like him. I promise you, he gets mad, he gets upset. He doesn't think about getting even, he thinks about getting back on. Dax, I'm sorry. Sugar Bear takes the cookie jar and all the crumbles tonight. That's 2 down. This is the Wrangler Bull Riders only from Wichita, Kansas, the Kansas Coliseum. Thank you, Kansas, for your hospitality. A great crowd here tonight. But we are coming back with the one and only Terry Don West and Gunslinger. Don't miss it. You'll love it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I welcome you back, I said years ago my old daddy told me about Southern hospitality. We're going to mix Steve Warner with a little bull riding at Greensboro, North Carolina, and I hope you'll come join us in a couple of days. It's Saturday night, September 30th. And he said hospitality, you got to go to the South to get it. I think you can get it anywhere, but they put a little extra on it in North Carolina. That's Greensboro Coliseum. Whoa, we're going to enjoy it. Give us a call at 1-910-379-7922. Get your tickets. As we're getting ready with Terry Don West, I want to talk to you again. Do remember, when I say Chevrolet All-Star Bull, Chevrolet puts their hood ornament on these bulls because they're ranked. This is one of the rankest bulls in all of North America. It's a rematch. He's been 90 before on him here.
And he's going to be 90 again on him, too.
I hope Zoop Doe does not have a heart attack. Boys, what do you say?
I think he made it. He's real close, but I think it looked like he made it. And he made, once again, another great bull ride.
How about a 92?
Points.
How about a 92? Get him in the spotlight, boys. Hollywood Don Yates and Lloyd Ketchum, all of them. There's Patrick O'Donnell and Charlie Sampson to congratulate him. It's unbelievable, 92, right at the Dinger Shaw.
Well, you know, we talked about him being on this bull before. He rode this bull for 90 points to split third with Tough Hedeman 2 years ago here in Wichita. And you got to ride a ranked bull to tie Tough anyways because he's such a phenomenal bull rider. But it's almost an injustice. He came back, though, and got his due here because you're supposed to win first when you ride this bull, and he won first here tonight, $10,000.
He's got enough of our Be Wild Bull Riders Only jackets that he can probably wallpaper the whole house, but $10,000.
I'd say he could start a Western store with him, but they got one.
They've already got one. His wife, Michelle, is in business. Ladies and gentlemen, what a nice way to put the frosting on a well-baked cake in Wichita, Kansas. But what you've got to say about Terry Don West is we were hoping to get him to the $100,000 mark in 1995. Hey, it ain't over. He could be at 160 or 70,000 by the time we're done at Denver.
Very well could happen. If he rides like this and he keeps riding, showing effort like this, the sky is literally the limit.
And that bull had a big-time bucking day right there, too. He's so far laying on that hump. He is so far out over him, boy. I'm telling you, talk about ride the front end. I mean, he's getting over there big time, and he had to make the whistle on him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get behind the chutes with these guys here. We're going to get you up close and personal with Terry Don. He's thumbing to Charlie. Charlie's thumbing to him. I'll tell you what, it's happening. It's happening. Just remember, we're going to do it at Greensboro, North Carolina in a couple of days. 13th and 14th. We're going to do it in Denver at McNichols Arena. Stay in there, boys. We're going to bring you the champion moment in a moment.
As we look at the beautiful Bull Riders Only winners jacket, I'm here with Terry Don West. Terry, that's your 9th win at Bull Riders Only. It's got to push you up to near the $130,000 mark with us. Last time you got on Gunslinger, Wichita, Kansas, and you won 3rd and 4th. Got a little sweet revenge on a first-place check with him this time.
Yeah, you know, Gunslinger, I feel like if you ride Gunslinger, you ought to win first. I mean, he's a big hump horn bull. When you're sitting on him, he's kind of scary just looking down at him, so... And he's an athletic bull. I mean, just powerful and just bucks through his tail end.
Well, let's watch the ride, and as we take a peek at it, he looked like he was trying to jerk you down a little bit.
Oh, he really had a lot of jerk down this time with me. I really wanted to get up over that front end and get away from his power, and that's when I'd rear right there and get over and go back for the kick. I was just trying to get away from his power. That's the way you got to ride these ranked bulls. Sit on your butt. If I sat on my butt right then, he'd have thrown me in the stand. So get up on that rope, get away from his power, and make the 8.
Well, you know, you're proving Gary LeFew right when you talk about posting, and right there you're posting big time.
Yes, like I said, just trying to touch that bull's hump and just trying to hang on for all I can because he's a tough bull. I mean, I've seen him throw lots of guys off, top cowboys off, so, you know, I've got a lot of respect for that bull.
Well, you know, you've been on him 3 times, and, of course, both times in Bull Riders Only, you knocked him out, 90 the last time, 92 this time. Bucked you off the first time, though. You must have learned something.
Well, when I went to get on him the first time, I was putting my rope on him, and he ran backwards, and I fell in between his horns. And in the alley with him, and he worked me over real good before I got on him, and he had my egg cracked before I even got on him. So I I wanted to turn him out the first time because he just hooked me real bad. They run him in the bug chute and said, get on him, and I was saying, oh, no, not now.
Well, congratulations. You got some sweet revenge right here. You kicked his butt this time. You worked him for $10,000. And the win here in Wichita, Kansas, Terry Don West, the 10th time he's been 90 points or better. Back to Bob and Dennis.
Oklahoma makes history in Kansas again tonight with Terry Don West. He won over $13,000. But the proof of the pudding comes in the Bulls. And the Bulldog, Dennis Humphrey, I congratulate you on the way you set them up first, second, and third round. Great Bulls tonight.
Well, thanks, Bob, but really my job's easy. We got David Bailey, Vernon Guidry, Tony Sharp, three of the best bullmen in the business. I said, hey, bring me some bulls. They said, okay, we'll bring you bulls. They bring the good bulls. That makes my job real easy.
Well, I can understand that, and they are great rodeo producers. Let's talk about now Terry Don at the $13,030. Mark Ward was hurt, but still got nearly a $4,000 check. Dax Lackey, Jeff Cathcart, and Rondo O'Connor for the slam dunk, and he still got an $1,800 first-round check. That's the way it is on that Coors scoreboard. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the number change. $48,495. Terry Don, you are a hero. Myron Duart is in. J.C. Sanders, Johnny Chavez, and Dax Lackey. He just keeps creeping up right there. That's the way it's been at Wichita. The Wrangler Jeans Bull Riders Only has been brought to you by Chevy Truck, the trucks that we proudly drive, and the official truck of Bull Riders Only. By Award Design Metal, the official buckle of the Wrangler Bull Riders Only Tour. Shirts provided by Roper Apparel. Hey fans, don't forget, we're going back to Greensboro and the $30,000 Wrangler Bull Riders Only bonus, plus Steve Warner in concert. Come on down and enjoy the bull riding at its finest. For Dennis Humphrey and Shaw Sullivan, I'm Bob Tallman. You know, the guys that put the pro in bro crunch time.